Hello, everyone, and welcome to our panel chat for Therapeutic Recreation Month. I'm Natalie Gonzalez, the Digital Content Coordinator for YWCA Hamilton, and we'd like to introduce you all to the Therapeutic Recreation team. If you'd all like to go around and introduce yourselves.
Sure. I am Chelsea. I am a recreation therapist, and I work as the Program Supervisor of Community Supports at YWCA Hamilton in our Developmental Services Department.
I'll go next. Hi, everyone. I'm Alicia Hoare. I am a recreation therapist as well in the Developmental Services Department at the YWCA. I am a community support worker, and I currently work on the virtual programming.
I'll go. I'm Bailey, and I also am a community support worker, and I also work at North Place with the two individuals here and do sensory program in our snoozling room.
My name is Jen, and I also am a recreation therapist here at the YWCA. I also have had the opportunity to, some people were deployed to group homes too, so I have worked in a group home there, and I'd like to share that as well, but I'm also on the virtual programming at this time.
My name is Beatrice. I'm a recreation therapy student at Mohawk College doing my final practicum at the YWCA in Hamilton. I'm currently helping with the virtual programming at the moment.
Awesome, thanks everyone. So to get started, could you just describe for us, whoever wants to jump in, what is therapeutic recreation?
So I'll give my little definition of what therapeutic recreation is. I like to think of it as a healthcare field that truly enriches individuals' lives. A recreation therapist gives interventions to clients based on their specific needs and interests. Within the profession, we focus on the 5 domains of health, which are social, physical, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual, to assist our clients in reaching a functional level of independence.
Mm-hmm.
So we look at functional intervention. We also look at leisure education. And as a recreation therapist, we also help our clients to overcome barriers and identifying interests and current skills to help reach their fullest potential. Recreation therapists provide education to clients to help them learn more about various resources also within the YWCA and in the community setting, and focus on increasing their participation in recreation. So some of the different programmings that we do can include sports, games, dance, yoga, drama, crafts, to name a few.
Mm-hmm. And at YWCA in the Developmental Services Department, we believe that all persons should live in a state of dignity and share in all elements of living in their community with support and encouragement. And recreation therapy is really a strength-based and person-centered philosophy and has a framework where we really want to empower and enable individuals to reach their full potential in the community. And often working with individuals that have a developmental disability, they sometimes have faced many barriers in interacting and being included in their community in a variety of different ways. So we're really able to provide an environment where they can experience their true self and their true identity and show their strengths to the world for who they are, and who they really are is a truly remarkable person that has so much to offer the community, and we get the chance to help them show that to the rest of the world.
I would also say, with therapeutic recreation, we are, of course, working with a lot of individuals that have very unique and maybe several limitations. And so what we do, we modify what we're doing, the activity. And of course, we're always validating their feelings on it. And we always are supportive in a way of positive encouragement. And one of the main things is that what we want to provide for all of our clients with all ranges that range in many different ways is a sense of belonging, that they belong somewhere just like all of us want a sense of belonging. And we want them to feel that way. And here on the team here at the YWCA, the recreation team, we all believe in that. And we all do that. And we kind of do it without thinking, which is excellent because that is what we want. We want our clients obviously to excel in areas and have the support to do so.
Yeah.
Could you tell us about what is a day in your life like as a recreation therapist?
Busy.
Yes.
For sure,
And-
it sounds like a lot is going on.
And constantly thinking about how to change things that we're doing in the moment so that the people that we're working with can really get our 100% and also be set up for success most effectively. Right now, a lot of our recreation therapists are providing supports through recreation and leisure, meaningful activity and positive life events in group homes. And also our recreation therapists are providing a lot of opportunities to socialize and do some psychoeducational activities through our virtual programming that we're offering Monday through Friday as well. So their days are quite busy from 9 in the morning to almost 6 p.m. at night every day.
We also, a lot of the time we are assessing the situation, like Chelsea has mentioned, that it constantly changes. And one thing in recreation that a lot of us kind of go to, that it is always going to be plan B. To expect it's going to be plan A or this isn't going to work out, you kind of have to adapt. And of course, you want to adapt to the individuals that we support. So a lot of the time we're assessing, we're planning, we're implementing, we're evaluating, we're researching, we're modifying, which takes a lot of different, more work if you're not modifying a program, of course, to meet the needs of the client and that it's person-centered. So it is a very busy and there's a lot of different things that go on, especially now before the pandemic, there wasn't a virtual program. There was just, there was day programs. And so we would do our work after in the day, obviously, people would come, there were evening programs. And of course that's virtually is very different than in person. So even adapting and implementing different ideas that way to reach our clients. So that has really changed our role with the pandemic. Obviously that, they can't come here at this time. So we adapt and that takes a lot of time and energy and focusing really on the need for the clients. So
Yeah. And a lot of daily tasks and weekly tasks too involved completing assessments and writing goals for the participants that we work with, and then creating programs and program planning, and then implementing those programs and evaluating them based on the goals that we're hoping that they achieve with the participants' needs and their strengths. So a lot of the rec therapists on our team are trying to find different ways to fulfill all of that role because we used to be able to do everything in person. And now it's a little bit difficult to try and reach everyone when we have 65 participants that we have to write goals for. And now we can't really even see them that often anymore. But it's been really wonderful to watch how adaptable rec therapy has been, because we have been so successful with changing our rec therapy team into group homes And they've been doing such a wonderful job providing that meaningful activity right in the home so that they don't have to leave their home and they can stay safe. And then they're able to have a sense of purpose for that day and fulfill some sort of meaningful role through the recreation activity that's being provided. And then again, in our virtual team, they're trying to do all of that through a screen. And in a helping profession like recreation therapy, we rely so much on our rapport, and it's a little bit different to all of a sudden be assigned to a case manager and a rec therapist that you can't actually see in person and you can't meet. And the virtual team has done such a wonderful job forming rapport and having effective and therapeutic alliances with the participants and really helping them achieve their goals through safety.
That's fantastic. It sounds like you have such a resilient and adaptable and creative team who are just, taking on all these challenges. And it sounds like you're uniquely suited to take on these challenges of the pandemic. So in the face of all these challenges and complications, what's keeping you all going? Because I know things have been so different. And
I'd say for me, it's definitely the clients, just all of their unique personalities and their energy, and getting to provide a difference in their day every day, and working towards goals with one another. We've created such an amazing community with our online members, and it truly has become such a special place.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I would say for sure, Bailey and I are actually both in the same group home today. And while Bailey walked in the door just about 20 minutes ago, the residents that live here just lit up and became so excited that somebody was walking through the door and was ready to give them their time and put effort into helping them find some meaningful purpose for the day. So Bailey, I'm sorry to single you out, but she's been such a wonderful role model at the group home, like all of the rec therapists have been, in bringing out some different personalities and different ways that they can experience some fun in a place that they don't always get to. They are used to going out for that fun, and now the fun's coming to them.
Thanks, Chelsea. I was just going to say the same thing. I was going to say it's the clients, especially when I come here, just changing the mood for some of the clients that live here. That really just helps keep me going and coming for the next day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would definitely say the same for me. I think at the end of the day, just seeing that we're making an impact on their lives. For example, some of them don't see anyone but their family and then us on the screen these days.
Yeah.
And I know there's one client who said he hadn't seen his girlfriend for a year today. And I know Alicia said she's going to be trying to get them both in the virtual programming on Zoom. And I think that's just like amazing, because it creates not only a way for them to see each other, but a network for like more connections throughout the pandemic.
And I just wanted to say that we are very lucky in our job as recreationists, that it is very rewarding, especially that we most of the time see it right in front of our face, the difference, the impact we've made to create such a more pleasant environment, a more pleasant outlook on life. Whether it be virtually, you still see people laughing and smiling, or in person, or even on the phone when we also call in and check in on people, you can hear their tone and how glad they are. And that's really something special, because we know that all jobs are different, and not everyone's job you get that reward. You may not see it or know of it as well. So that's definitely something that keeps me going. Just knowing is one, but to even see it or hear it is even like really something that I feel very thankful for, and I'm sure that everyone does who is a recreation therapist.
Thank you so much. It sounds like, despite the challenges of the past year, you're finding such great things to, be fulfilling, and, the relationships, I think, seem like the most important thing. Just moving along, kind of, and going off of that same idea, could you tell us about some challenges and successes that you've experienced in this role?
I would say, especially with most recently, now being on a staff on the online programming, that there are a majority of younger individuals on there, and one of the reasons why is that maybe their parents are there to support them a little bit with the technology, and they kind of know the technology a little more. With the older ones, it is very challenging because they don't have that support. They don't maybe necessarily understand the technology. And so we are even working on, with the online programming, of, assisting people, may even going out in their driveway or phoning them to get on. And so just like our co-op student B mentioned, an individual came on, and another person, another individual came on, and we have helped. I've helped through on using the email and using that, and so has Bailey and Alicia and Chelsea especially. So we're even creating them to even get involved if they can, if they have the support, or they could maybe do it on their own. But we also, we're calling in and checking in with the other people in a different way, again, to adapt to the needs of the clients. But it's definitely been challenging in that way for older individuals to come on to Zoom. But we try to do something else.
Yeah, you've definitely helped people overcome that technology barrier, whether it's helping them learn how to use the technology or even access it, or for those that haven't been able to use it, you've found a different way to still meet their needs. That this team has been really, really creative in how they've been able to contact the participants they support.
Yeah, I'd say with the virtual programming too, it's 100% different than in-person programming. Sometimes not being able to physically help a client and just only being able to give verbal direction can be extremely challenging. But again, we've learned to adjust and pivot during the pandemic. So it's just amazing to see too what all the clients have been able to learn and add to their own skill set, and being able to now access technology and work a platform like Zoom. So it's been really rewarding to be able to see that as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just to touch on group home setting for a recreation therapist, the challenges is that the individuals that are here, they can't go out anymore. So their recreation programs are outside of the house. So it's different. So that's like a big barrier here. And the success is us being able to come here and change that and help make their day a little brighter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And we all work as rec therapists in our Developmental Services department. And of course, in Developmental Services, we support adults that have a developmental disability, whether it's in a group home setting or through day programs when we are open, and in a supported independent living environment. And when COVID shut down how we provide day programming and in-person supports, a lot of the rec therapy staff were assigned to deliver recreation therapy services in the group home environment. So that meant they had to really become part of a new team that they weren't used to, and really be in a new environment that they may never have worked in before. But they were really able to show how resilient they are, not only as staff persons, because they are, but also with our profession that we've chosen, showing how versatile our unique set of skills can be in any part of our environment. And we're now even starting to do a lot of other programming over the phone and virtually with individuals that live in their own homes, and not live in a group home, or they weren't part of our day program before, but we've been able to contact them and start giving them supports through social interaction and meaningful and productive activity through different ways now as well. So I think that shows a lot of versatility for what we do.
For sure, absolutely. Like I'm consistently blown away by everything you're sharing with me about how versatile and resilient and adaptable you all are, just in the nature of what you do, but especially now. And because everything these days, everything we talk about goes back to the pandemic. And I've spoken to this quite a bit already. So maybe tell me how any other ways the pandemic has impacted your role, or maybe what you've learned in the past year, just in the way everything has changed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can definitely speak on that because I've only met Chelsea once, and she's also a placement supervisor. So I've done, this is my second practicum with the YWCA, and I've done it fully online, virtually. So it's definitely different. I have done a practicum in person at a different location, and it's different. So I feel like I had to learn and adapt a whole different way of interacting with clients, and like I'm still learning because I'm a student, so taking it all in a different perspective and then learning how to like implement it when COVID's gone. So it's been a treat and I'm happy to be here, but it's definitely been different.
Yeah.
I'd also like to say, yes, with what she was saying, that obviously everyone's been in the whole world impacted by the pandemic, and pretty much everyone's job also. At the beginning of the pandemic, some of the recreation therapists, we were deployed, as Chelsea said, to group homes. And of course, the group homes are not really equipped, had no idea of that COVID was coming to have a space. Like they come, we have our space, and again, challenging. You're by yourself. You're not with your team, but you're working with new people together. Also being mindful that other people don't want to be doing certain things. So again, and it was great to hear you say, Natalie, about how our skills are so diverse to adapt, because it is, it's a different, obviously, environment. And I learned a lot about what a group home worker is. I've never been in a group home before, and how completely different the job is, but also just as essential, and to work together, with new people and that sort of thing. So it really has impacted me, the pandemic, of opening my eyes of, and learning different things and different jobs and a different way to think also. So in a way, I'm very grateful for that.
I also like to think that the pandemic has all kind of benefited us in a positive way, because we've now been able to explore different ways of offering recreation therapy to our community and to our clients. So it's almost been like a little blessing as well, because now we have a different way of offering services.
Mm-hmm.
And if I could, oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Jen.
I was just going to say that some of the recreation therapists that have been deployed are not doing rec at this time, because it is very much needed for them to be on the floor and being a group home worker, which is not at all the same job. And so it's for those, you know, they must be really missing their work. And I think to validate them and support them of how they have jumped into another role, another job to meet the needs of the clients in a different way should also be recognized too, because there's a number of recreation therapists that are not able to do their recreation job right now. So because of the pandemic, but that I think it's great that they've stepped up into that role.
Yes, yeah, that's what I was gonna say too, Jen, is I think what's kind of enlightened me and kind of provided a lot of motivation to keep going is that I've been able to see the entire developmental services team really kind of take the needs of the participants and the residents we support and put them at the focus and in the priority in everything they do. And for a lot of developmental services staff, that's meant changing everything they do and also add on a lot of tasks and duties that they've never had to do before. Both group home staff and supported independent living staff and our rec therapy day program staff have had to change everything that they do. And what's been so wonderful to see is that we've kind of been able to mold all of our programs and all of our separate departments together simply just to meet the needs of the residents that we support, because they're the most important here. And I think that really shows the importance of the interdisciplinary team and how we all have a part to play in the holistic care and wellness of the individuals that we support. And whether you're a rec therapist or a social worker or a developmental service worker trained, we're here to support the residents and we're going to do the best that we can. And luckily the team here at YWCA Hamilton is the best at what they do.
Thank you.
Well, I think that's about it for me. Thank you everyone so much for sitting down and speaking with me today. It was so wonderful to speak with you and to get to learn more about what you do and to hear all your wonderful stories. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And happy Therapeutic Recreation Awareness Month in
Yes.
February 2021.
Woohoo!